What is up, party people? My name is Daryl. Today in this video, I'm gonna walk you through a complete tutorial on how to use n8n step by step. n8n is an automation platform tool that allows you to connect different applications and services together. You can also do really interesting things like scrape emails from Google Maps, find trending topics on Reddit, and automatically create YouTube videos with AI and even upload them, plus a whole lot more. So first, let me touch base on exactly what n8n does. I'll then give you some real life examples, and then I'll show you what we're gonna cover today in this tutorial. So n8n is an automation platform that allows you to automate virtually any task you can think of. You can think of it as a platform that acts as a bridge between your applications and doing some sort of service. Instead of moving data manually or repeating the same task over and over, you can build an automation process that run on their own. For example, a contact form submission on your website can instantly be recorded in Google Sheets and also be sent to your Slack channel. You can also send yourself a copy directly into your Gmail account all at the same time. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 3 methods on how you can use n8n. We will first start by using a basic contact form and exploring modules and how to set up your automation workflow. We will then take this information and upload it to Google Sheets and also send high-ticket emails directly to your email or even Slack. And for all of you AI lovers out there, I'll even show you how to automate these tasks with a webhook so you can connect your favorite tool, app, or contact form with n8n. Lastly, I'll show you how to create your own AI agents, and what's even better is I'll show you how to embed it onto any website. Your AI agent can do anything you want, but in my case, I'll use my AI agents to give users the latest information on cryptocurrency and also politics. So let's first hop on over to n8n. Now there is a link in the description. This will take you to n8n, and this is where we're going to create an account, and then I'll show you around the interface. Okay, and this is n8n. Now, at first glance, I'll be honest, it is a little intimidating, but after you use it for a little bit, it ain't that bad and you'll get the hang of it. So once you get to this page, you'll click on Get Started for Free. On the next page, you'll then go through the process of making accounts. So you'll put in your full name, your company email, you confirm it, yada, 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 and then you'll put in your account name. Now, this is going to be your login URL, so make sure that you put something here that you recognize. And once you fill out all this information, you'll then click on Start Free 14-Day Trial. Now, later down the road, if you decide to use this platform full time and you really find this platform valuable, n8n's pricing can be a little expensive. You know, they start at around 24 euros a month and go all the way to 800. If you decide to use this platform full time, I definitely recommend to get it from Hostinger. They actually have self-hosted n8n and the prices are a lot cheaper. So you'll pay something like $7 a month for a very optimal plan. And we do have a coupon code for it, and I'll put that in the video description. So that's always a cheaper route down the road. Now, going back to n8n, so once you fill out your information, I will then meet you in your customer dashboard. Okay, so at first might ask you to create an instance, and this is essentially like a workspace. So I'll click on Open Instance. On the very next page, you're gonna see that you're brought to an overview. Now, you're gonna have nothing here, but this is essentially where you're gonna create workflows for automation. Now, you're gonna see that I have quite a bit. I've created a lot of different automations, and I even have some running right now. But let's get started. So to create your first workflow, here at the top, you'll click on Create Workflow. And this now brings you to the n8n editor. Now let me explain how all this works, what the nodes are, and then also what a workflow is. First, let's talk about workflows. It's a step-by-step list of instructions you give n8n to follow automatically. For example, the recipe might be like, when someone buys something from Shopify, send them an email, log in an order in Notion, and notify me on Slack. The whole chain of events is the workflow. Next, we have nodes. Nodes are the individual building blocks or tools in the workflow. Each node has one job. For example, a Gmail node sends an email. A Slack node sends a message. A Google Sheets node adds a row. You can connect these blocks visually and are the foundation of what you want to automate. So now that we understand what nodes and workflows is, let's talk about what starts all the process. This is called a trigger. So what starts the actual process of automation? This is called a trigger. Every workflow has to start somewhere, right? Well, that's the trigger. A trigger is what starts the whole process in motion. On Shopify, the trigger could be something like new order. On a contact form, it could be something like a form submitted. You can also even have time triggers that run every Monday at 9 a.m. So just remember this, to get started, you must have a trigger. You then must connect it to a node, and that's pretty much it. After that, you've just created a proper workflow. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the first thing that we're gonna add is a trigger. A trigger essentially is going to trigger the entire workflow. So click on Add First Step, and on the right side, you're gonna see that you have a variety of triggers. Now, there are webhook calls where you can connect this with other applications like AI, Shopify, WooCommerce, or whatever. But let's just start from the basics here and select On-Form Submission, and I'll walk you through how all this works. Now, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna build a contact form. An On-Form Submission actually is a contact form builder. They don't say that, but that's what this really is. So here we have the form title. We'll go ahead and select Contact Us. And essentially right now is we are gonna build a contact form. For the form description, I'll put something, like they recommend, we will get back to you. Now here we have form elements. So what do you want to add on this contact form? Well, you probably want name, email, and a text area. So for add form elements, I'll click on that. And now we're gonna first add in a name. So this is name. Now here you have element type. So you can add in a variety of different types such as email, dropdown, file, number, password, whatever. But we're gonna select text. And for the placeholder, we can put, name or nothing. I'll just put name. We're gonna add another element, and this is gonna be email. So I'll type in email. And for the element type, we're gonna select email. For placeholder, I'll put email as well, and I'll make this required. I really want those emails, so I'm gonna make this required. And the last part is a text area. So this is gonna be the message, right? Message. For element type, we're gonna put text area, and then placeholder be like your message. And I think that's pretty much it. So at this point, we built our form. Now, if you want to take a look at this, here at the top, I'll click on execute step. And this is what our contact form looks like. So we have name, email, and then also message. So we just built a contact form. So now that we've done this, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to automate? Well, let's go ahead and select an action. So let's go back to our n8n form, and I'll click on back to canvas. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take all of these leads and I want to store them in a Google Sheets. So let's do that. Here I'll click on the plus, and now we have what happens next. So essentially this is where you're going to perform some sort of action. I'm going to type in Google Sheets, and you're going to see that Google Sheet pops up. If we just type in Google, you're going to see that there is a lot of other tasks that you can integrate this with, such as messages, Google Drive, and a whole nothers. I will be having a Skool that'll actually show you how to upload products, and those products will automatically create YouTube videos and upload them onto various platforms. It's going to be really cool. So when that Skool's up, I'll put that in the video description. But for now, let's stick with the basics, and we're going to select Google Sheets. So the next thing is, okay, what do you want to do with Google Sheets? Well, I want to click on append row in sheet. Essentially what I'm saying here is I want to add all the contact form information from my contact form onto my Google Sheets. The next thing we're going to do is open up Google Sheets. So this is Google Sheets, and all you got to do is have a Gmail account. You can log in, and then you can create Google Sheets for free. So here I'll click on sign in. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a Google Sheet. So right here, I'll click on blank spreadsheet. And here we have columns and rows. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to actually create specific rows for the actual elements. So the first one was name, the second was email, and the last one was message. So essentially what I'm saying here is I want all the names here, I want the emails, and then the message here in a really nice clean format. So let's hop on over back to n8n. So the next thing we're gonna do is log in with Google. So right here, I'll click on the credential to connect with, and you're gonna see I have a few that I've already connected with, but you as a new user, you're gonna click on create new credential, and you're gonna click on sign in with Google. This is gonna take you to log in with Gmail, and once you log in with your account, it'll then redirect you back to n8n. So just for example, I'll click on sign in with Google. Then you'll go ahead and sign in with Google. So right here, you'll select the account that you're using the Google Sheets with and click on continue. And then connection successful. And then it's gonna redirect us back to n8n. All right, so the account was connected, so I can go ahead and close this. So now that we connected Gmail, here you'll see that we can now go ahead and access the account. In my case, it is the account 3. Now for resource, we're gonna leave this as sheet within documents. And then for operation, you wanna make sure that this is append row. Append row is essentially you are now going to add something in a specific row based off information entered on your form. So I'll select append row, and then here we have documents. Now I have a variety of documents that I've worked with, but I'm gonna go ahead and select this form here. This is untitled, but I'm gonna change this to n8n tutorial and press enter. And once I do that, I'll go back to n8n. So then I'll select n8n tutorial. And for the sheets, I'm just going to select sheet 1, okay? Now the next option here is mapping column mode. So here you'll see that we have name, email, but we don't have message. Now, if we select map automatically, you're gonna see this disappears. So what we wanna do here is we actually want to have n8n fetch everything for us. So what we're gonna do here is click on execute step. Okay, now we're gonna fill this out. Now this might not make sense right now, but you'll understand why we're doing this in just a few seconds. So go ahead and fill out your form. Here we go. AOL.com, okay. And then I'll put in a message. I'll click on submit. And once we do that, on the bottom right, you're gonna see there was a problem, and that's okay. We're getting that error because we entered nothing in the values to send, but we executed this step in order to generate the schema here on the left side. So now that we've done that, here we have name, email, and also message. I'm gonna take name and drag and drop it into name. Also, we're gonna take email and drag and drop it into email. And then we're gonna take the message and we're gonna drag and drop it right here under message. And after that, we're all good to go. So now we can actually run this to see if it's all working. So I'll click on back to canvas. And now we're actually going to run a test event. So after we've done that, the next thing I want to do is execute a workflow. That essentially means like this is a test run. I'm just seeing if everything's connected. So I'm going to click on execute workflow. And what that's going to do, that's going to prompt the contact form. Now remember, once I fill this out, all this information will automatically end up in the Google Sheets section because we actually added the JSON schema onto the value input section. So let's go over here, and let's fill this out. So this is Daryl Wilson. We're going to put Daryl at AOL.com, and this is going to be howdy. And once I enter this in, this information will automatically be stored over here in the sheet section. So there it is. All right. So it just took like a few seconds and now it's automated. So that's how you can basically start automating your form onto the actual Excel spreadsheet. But we're not done yet. That was just a very bare, basic introduction. Let's do other tasks. So we've actually added this to Google Sheets, but what else do you want to do? Maybe you want to actually submit this information to other platforms. So next, let's say you have a contact form with specific prices that you want to be notified if a user is selecting a high price on your contact form. The first thing I want to do is add it in. So I'm going to scroll down here, and for form elements, we're going to start adding in prices. So I'll click on add form elements. And for the field name, this is going to be price, okay? And for the element type, we're going to select a radio buttons, okay? And the first one is $1,000. And the second one is going to be $5,000, okay? So 5,000, okay? Or 1,000, 5,000, yep, you get it. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1,000 and also 5,000. Make sure not to put the dollar symbol because that could interfere with the actual, the schema. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna drag it up here, okay? So I wanna put it above that. So we have the price and then we have the message there at the bottom. So I'll click on back to canvas. So now that we've done that, now let's add in some other tasks. So over here, I'm gonna take this circle and we're gonna drag it over here. Now I want to be alerted by Slack if someone selects $5,000, because if someone's willing to pay $5,000, I want to know right now, right? So let's do this. Now, before we do that, we're going to select if. So this is going to actually filter specific prices on your actual form. So if someone selects 5,000, I want to be notified via Slack. If not, it'll just go to my Gmail accounts. Now notice here, we don't have price. So what we need to do is we need to actually execute this step in order to generate the JSON schema for price, because we just entered that in. So I'll click on execute step, and then we're gonna go back to canvas, and now we're going to run this one more time. So execute workflow, and we're just gonna fill this out. And we're only doing this because we want to generate the schema for our forms. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Okay. Submit. And after we've done that, if we go back over here to the if section, if we double click, you're now going to see that we have the option for price. Okay. So I'm gonna take price and I'm gonna drag it under value 1. Okay, so now we have the actual condition. And if true is what? So if someone actually enters in $1,000, I want to be notified via Gmail. So I'm gonna put is equal to $1,000. So just to reiterate here, the $1,000 is equal to true. So if the price is equal to 1,000, this is true. If it's false, it's gonna go elsewhere. Let's click on back to canvas. So if the user selects $1,000, who wants to be notified? Well, I'm gonna put Gmail. So I'll click on the plus, and I'm gonna select Gmail, click on Gmail, and I wanna click on send a message. So here we have the, we have the input on the left side. So for example, I first wanna send this to my email, darylporto@gmail.com. And then the subject is new lead, new lead. Now for the message, we're gonna take the message right here and we're gonna drag and drop it right there. You can also drag in the price as well or any other information. So you could put like the entire thing, like the name, the price, and everything else. Now, if you want more space to write and you want this a little bit more cleaner, you can actually open this in a new tab and you can actually reformat this. So for example, we'll put that. And you can also type in here like, hey, Daryl, you have a new lead. And then it'll show the message, it'll show the price, and also the name. So you can rearrange this however you would like. And you can also drag in these elements here, like the email and stuff like that, just like that. And these will all be directed to your Gmail account. So I'll go ahead and close this now. Okay, and click on back to canvas. Now, if someone selects 5,000, that's actually false, right? Because it doesn't equal 1,000. Therefore, I wanna be notified via Slack instead. So I'll click on plus, and type in Slack. Okay. And we're going to click on send a message. Send a message. Okay. Now I've already connected my Slack account. So right here, I would just select my Slack account. You'll just need to log in with Slack, just like you do with Gmail. And for the operation, we're going to select send message to, and then you have the option to a user or a specific channel. In my case, I'm going to select channel. And we have a lot of channels in my current Skool, creation lounge. So I'm going to select all n8n lounge. And for the message type, I just want to open this on form submission, and you can choose to, do this however you want. You can add in the name, the email, the message, and the price. I'll just put in the price and also the message here. Okay, just like that. And I think from here, we're all ready to go. So let's go ahead now and click on back to Canvas. And now let's test run this. So let's go ahead and open up my platforms, automation tool, and let's click on execute workflow, and we're going to actually run this. So if I go ahead and fill this out, okay, Daryl at AOL.com. Now, if I select 5,000 and we enter something in, this will automatically be sent to my Slack, but not my Gmail. So I'll click on submit. And if I go over here really quickly and I wait just a few seconds, you're going to see that we now have the actual message. Now, if I go to my Gmail accounts, you're going to see that we have nothing because it did not meet the criteria. Now let's try this one more time. So if we try this one more time, but this time we select 1,000, it's going to go to Gmail. So Daryl, and then Daryl at AOL.com. I'll fill this in, click on submits. We'll go to Gmail, and I'll just go ahead and wait just a few seconds. And there it is. Okay, it actually took a little bit longer. So I'll open up this email, and then you're gonna see, hey, Daryl, you have a new lead, and this is the message, this is the amounts, and then the name, and also the email. So that is a quick way on how you can start utilizing this platform in order to automate tasks with n8n. And also don't forget, if we go over here to our Excel spreadsheet, you're gonna see all the information is automatically stored in our Excel spreadsheet, making it really convenient to add in leads automatically. Now, many of you watching this probably do not want to use the on-form submission. I totally get it. I personally would not want to use their on-form submission either. I've actually created another video where you can actually make your own contact form with AI, a beautiful contact form that looks something like this, where if users fill it out, it has like a progress bar, and you can actually get this contact form completely for free. We give this to all of our users, and you can remix it and take it as your own. I've actually created another video where I embedded this onto my WordPress website. So this is WordPress, and I took that contact form, I embedded it onto my WordPress websites, and then I actually use n8n to automate this form. So you can actually create forms with AI, embed it onto your WordPress website, and also automate it with n8n. If you do want to learn more about how to automate contact forms made with AI with n8n, I will leave this tutorial in the video description, and this will walk you through exactly how to automate contact forms with AI with n8n. The only difference here is that all you really do is you just add a webhook. It's really simple to set up. So essentially it'll be the same thing, except for the on-form submission, it'll just be a webhook trigger. So the only difference is that this right here will just be a webhook, and that'll automate the entire process with an AI form. Now, once you're ready for this to go live, all you're gonna do is click on the active up here, and that is now going to automate this entire thing. So as of right now, you no longer need to click on execute workflow. This right here, if you double click, you are going to use the production URL, and this is now the new contact form that will be fully automated. So I'll go ahead and click on this, and I'll paste it in. And now this is the actual production contact form. So as of right now, this one is actually working all by itself. It's fully automated, and all you got to do is just fill this information in, and you're going to see now it is fully automated, and you don't have to click on execute workflow. So as of right now, this is in production mode, and it's fully automated. Okay, so now that we have a basic understanding of how to use n8n, let's step it up a little bit and create an AI agent and also add it to a website. So let me walk you through how to do that. So the first thing I want to do is create a new project. So here at the top, I'll click on the plus, and under workflow, we're going to create a new one under, my personal or wherever, and that's going to allow you to create a new workflow. So now let's create an AI agent. Now in this specific case, I want to create an AI agent that pulls the latest information from cryptocurrency and also politics. So let me show you how to set this up. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to set up a trigger. So here I'll click on the plus, and here we have a few options, and this time we're going to select on chat message, because this is going to be an AI chatbot that users can actually talk to on our website. It's going to be really cool. So I'll click on chat message, and I'll click on the make chat public. I mean, you don't have to do it, but you can just turn it on right now anyways. You'll have to do it later. So I'll go ahead and now close that. And now we're going to actually click on the plus, and now we're going to click on AI. Once that's done, you're going to see that we have the option for AI agents. Let's click on AI agents. And now you're going to see that we have a variety of options. So I'll click on back to canvas. Now let me explain this. So the chat model is essentially the model of what the AI is going to use in order to process this information. The memory is going to store the information there. And the tool, this is like the actual skill. So this is like what the AI is going to actually do. So the first thing that we're going to do is select an AI chat model. I'll click on plus. Now there is a large variety to choose from. There's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there is DeepSeek, and a few others. Now for this specific case, I'm going to select the Google Gemini chat model. Okay. And once I do that, I'm going to have to get the API key. Now I've already integrated mine, but what you'll do here is click on create new credential. And here you have some options. You have the host and also the API key. Now the first step is going to Google AI Studio. So here I'll click on Google AI Studio. Now this is where we're going to get the Gemini API key. So here at the bottom left, you'll see get API key. I'll click on that. And right here, you're going to see I have a few that I've created, but we're going to click on create API key. And here I'll actually select a project. So you will need to actually go to Google Cloud as well, create like a basic project. And once you do that, you can then click on the actual project that the API will be used for. I have a lot to choose from, but in this case, I'll just select new project Daryl, and I'll click on create API key in existing project. So this is my API key. I'll go ahead and copy this, go back to n8n, and I'm going to now paste this over here. So I'm going to paste this over here. Okay. And then I'll click on save. Okay. So you're going to see that this was successfully connected. Now, in case you do not know how to create a project in Google Cloud, all you got to do is go to cloud.google, and all you're going to do is click on the console. And here at the top, you'll click on the actual project, and here you'll click on new project. Now, once you create a new project, this is actually going to automatically sync up with Google AI Studio. You're going to see right here that I have a lot of projects, and these will automatically be pulled up from the Google AI Studio. So when I clicked on the create API key, all this information is coming from the Google Cloud projects, which is essentially right here. So that's where that information is coming from. Okay, so once that's done, I'll close this box. And here you can select the model. Now I believe 2.4. Now the next option is selecting the model. Now I believe 2.5 Flash is the latest model. So we're gonna select that one and click on back to canvas. The next thing we're gonna do is give it memory. So this is basically allowing it to remember what it's doing and stuff. I'll click on the plus, and right here we have simple memory. I'll click on that, and that's all we have to do. Now, real quick, for context window length, I wanna put something like 30. This is essentially how many tasks it can process at one time. So if you have 5, that's kind of limited. So I put 30 just because that gives it a lot more room to talk to a lot more people at one time. So that's why I selected 30 for that specific parameter. Here, click on back to canvas. So now that we have the actual model, we have the memory, now let's give it a specific task. So right here we have tool, I'll click on the plus. Here we have some recommended tools. We also have some vector stores, and then we also have other tools. Now, essentially the point of all of this right here is you're actually giving this AI agent a specific skill. For example, if you wanted to actually connect with ClickUp, you can have users ask messages about specific ClickUp, or you can connect it with your own project, and then you can tell it to do something and it'll automate it for you. Now there's a variety of, there's a million ways on how you can connect this with different apps, but we're gonna keep it very basic. We're gonna type in RSS, and here we have RSS read tool. I'll go ahead and select RSS read tool. And then here we have the description, and also we have a URL. Now there is actually a really great website that has the most modern information for pretty much anything on the internet. So this is rss.app. Now this is a website that actually has a variety of different RSS feeds, and you can feed the actual AI all these RSS feeds to get all the information. Now I'm already logged in. Now you can sign up completely for free. You don't got to pay anything whatsoever. They only charge you like once you're selecting like a huge amount of like different RSS feeds. Now to get started with, I'll click on plus new feed. And here we have a variety of different websites. We have topics and also newsletters. Now there's a lot of ways on how you can do this. So for example, if you wanted to pull like information from Twitter, if I click on the Twitter RSS feed, users can get the latest information from a specific Twitter page. They can also do this for a specific Instagram or a specific YouTube video or channel or Telegram or whatever. So it's going to pull all the information from these websites and give it to the AI agents. So I want to create an AI agent that revolves around politics and also cryptocurrency. So let's go over here to topics. Now, right here we have celebrities. We can select like something like Donald Trump. I'm sure that's a very trending topic. People want to know like the latest info about him. So I'll click on Donald Trump. And then there are tons of different news stories about Donald Trump. So right here, you're going to see we have some from New York Times, we have Newsweek, and a few others. Now, what we can do is we can take this feed and save it and then feed it to the AI. So I'll go ahead and copy this, go back to n8n, and then I'm going to paste in the URL right here. Okay, so it must end in an XML. Now for the description, we're going to give it some instructions. So here we go. Reads data from an RSS feed. Give the user the latest information about politics and Donald Trump. So there is the URL, and now click on back to Canvas. So at this point, we're pretty much ready to go. So we can test this out by making this active. And then right here, we have when chat message received. I'll double click on this, and we're going to take this chat URL and we're going to put it in the browser. Okay, so this is our functional AI agent. Pretty cool. So this guy's name is Nathan. How can I assist you today? What has Donald Trump done this month? And then we're going to wait for a response. And the great part about this AI agent is that this is actually more efficient than ChatGPT because as you can see, this is pulling real current information about Donald Trump. So for example, he charged about $100,000 for an H-1B visa. And recently he also introduced the Trump Gold Card, which allows people to come to America and pay $1 million. Now, this is all current information. So your chatbots will be able to feed users the latest information on any single topic that you want to give them. So going back to our automation, I'm going to double click on when chat message received. So here we have mode, and I'm going to click on embedded chat. So now we can take this chatbot and put it onto any website. Now, in order to do this, right here, you'll click on this here button, and this will actually give you the actual code. And then we're just going to copy and paste this onto our website or any HTML website, and you're good to go. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to keep scrolling, just keep scrolling. And this is the CDN embed that we need. So we're going to copy this. And you can place this onto any website. Now, the only thing that you're gonna have to change on this HTML code is the production webhook URL. So right here where it says your production webhook URL, you are going to use this specific link right here. So this link will replace that. So let me walk you through how to do that. I'm gonna go to my WordPress website and we're gonna go to dashboard. So here's my dashboard. Now real quick, the plugin that I'm currently using, I'll just go ahead and show you, is called WP Code Lite, WP Code Lite. And here's the plugin that I'm using. It's called WP Code. Now, this is the one that I am currently using. So if you want to follow along, you can install this plugin. Now, once you install this plugin, you're going to get this option right here called Code Snippets. And we're going to click on Header and Footer. Now, we're going to scroll down and you're going to see Footer right here. Now, I've already added this on my website, but I'll just walk you through it one more time. So I'm going to paste in that code. And now you're going to see that we have the code, but it says your production webhook URL. All we're going to do is go back to n8n. We're going to copy this. Go back to our WordPress website and we're going to paste it in there. Just like that. Make sure there is no typo. That looks perfect. Okay. And once you do this, you'll click on Save Changes. Now, all you have to do right now is go back to your website and it should appear at the bottom right of your screen. All right, so here is my website. This is actually a tool website that can actually minimize images and do all sorts of stuff for images, like resize them. I actually made a video on this, and if you do want to check it out, it's for free. I'll put it in the video description. But anyways, here I'll click on the chat bot, and this is Nathan. I'll put, what has Donald Trump done this week? You know, just this week. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, so right here, you'll see that it gives us a lot of information about what Donald Trump has done this week. Now, it didn't include the links. So what we can do is just ask it, like, can you link me? And voila. So now it's giving us all of the links for these specific articles. Now, how can you use this for your specific niche? Well, if you're running like some sort of tech website, you might want to pull RSS feeds from a bunch of different tech websites to give users the latest info. If you're running a cryptocurrency website, you might want to integrate a crypto agent where it can give you all the latest coins and all the latest new, scam coins or whatever. And you can, tell your customers what's trending, what's not trending. But that's why you would want to incorporate an agent onto your website. It gives the user more information about that specific topic, and it gives more current information than ChatGPT. Now, this was just a basic crash course on how to use n8n. Now, I will be having a school opening in just about a week or two, and we have 3 instructors, and we're going to teach you everything that you need to know on how to create more advanced workflows with n8n. Just to give you an example, right here, you'll see that this is actually a lead generator, and this will actually scrape all the information from LinkedIn. It'll take all the emails, put it in a specific form, and also auto message users who create new accounts. And for those of you who want new leads for your business, we've actually created a very complex workflow right here. This will actually go ahead and scrape a variety of different platforms. It'll take specific emails from Google Maps and a few other places, and it'll actually put them in a perfect column in Excel spreadsheet. So as you can tell, these are a lot more advanced. So if you really want to make use of n8n for more complex topics and scrape tons of different leads, I will be having courses and all of that, and you can access our school in the video description. It does look really interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'll be in there myself. If you want to come on inside and join us, we'll be all there waiting. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions for me about automation or anything else, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to get to all of your comments. My name is Daryl Wilson and good luck on your automation journey. I'll see you all later.